just actually wondering about the political impact of the impeachment trial on the 4 senators who are running for president, because they're obviously going to have to go back to Washington, D.C. I think, and this is just, my personal opinion, I think it helps Biden, and I think it helps people like Mayor Pete. But how impacted would these candidates be, just given that it's so close to the Iowa caucus?
I mean, look, it's incredible to see 4 of them stuck in the Senate and not able to use it as a platform because they can't speak. They're off camera. You don't hear from them. That said, Bernie Sanders has a huge ground game out in Iowa. He's going to be out there Saturday with AOC. I think that it might not hurt him as much as the others because he's already got a big operation out there. But Biden, the president's legal team is going to use their 3 days, assuming they use all 3 days, to try to eviscerate Biden. So they will have Hunter Biden over all of that. So they will have up to 3 days unanswered because it's now their turn to go in and just go after Biden brutally. So and it's going to be a huge
How many times can you say he got the job because of his father? Over and over and over again? They think they thought it was repetitious this week. Wait till we have to listen to these idiots.
Well, they're going to use this. They're going to use this as a platform. So we'll see. How do people react to that? Do they have a reaction?
John, why wouldn't Joe Biden just say, okay, they want me in exchange for Bolton? I'll do it. I'll take one for the team. And yes, you know what? My last name did help my kid get a job. And which one of you senators here don't have a spouse or a kid who's working somewhere? How about the Trump kids?
Mitch McConnell's wife.
Yeah, look, Biden has made it absolutely clear he does not want to take part in this. He does not want to take part of this. He thinks he's been smeared by the president. He's got family history that brings up painful memories. Biden does not want to be part of this.
I think he would do a great job.
Yeah. Well, he's not a material witness. I mean, he can't testify to anything that happened on the call with Ukraine. He can't testify to any of that.
Now the thing is, did the Democrats give an opening for that? By the Democrats kind of preemptively tried to get ahead of this and say Biden did nothing wrong. These allegations against Biden are completely unfounded. So does that give an opening for the president's team to come in and say, well, let me explain why that's wrong?
Perhaps. And that's my question. What should we expect to hear from Trump's lawyers when they take over the defense? Have you heard anything about their strategy? Because we do have the Chief Justice sitting there. It's a very somber proceeding, and I suspect that while President Trump likes the TV lawyer atmosphere, that vitriol, I don't think Chief Justice Roberts is going to stand for that kind of presentation.
He's already admonished both sides once, but I think that the president's team will come out very aggressively. First of all, they'll say that what he did wasn't wrong, and then they will say, even if he did what you're alleging, it is not impeachable and certainly not worth removing him. And then they will go after Joe Biden and go after him very, very strongly. And they will use clips. It'll be a show.
John, yesterday...
It'll be much shorter, by the way. They're not going to use all 24 hours.
Yesterday, Senator Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee spent hours. First she tweeted it out, then she spent hours on TV attacking Vindman, Alexander Vindman. She questioned his patriotism. This is a guy who has a Purple Heart because of the injuries he received in the Iraq War. He still has shrapnel in his body. His parents are Soviet Jews who fled communism. I can't even explain to you how angry I am about that, about calling into question his patriotism. You want to call into question his judgment, fine. But for somebody that's never served in the military, for somebody that's a Republican, we used to be pro-military, to have the gall in order to defend a president who pretended to have bone spurs in order not to serve, to have the gall to question this man's patriotism, to me, I question her patriotism and her sanity. What is going on?
Well, look, it's a risky thing to do because we saw Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, who you point out, served in the Iraq War. He's a decorated war veteran. He testified in his uniform, and at one point, you remember one of the Republicans took issue, why are you wearing your uniform here? So it's a risky
The hypocrisy is so obnoxious.
Is it, though, very similar to what Hillary Clinton did to Tulsi Gabbard, and she's now suing Hillary Clinton over that because she said it's done real damage to her life because she's been accused of being a Russian asset by Hillary Clinton? I think it's a trend we're seeing across lines.
It is certainly a trend.
But let me ask you this. Marsha Blackburn, Senator Blackburn, also was reading a book and tweeted out that she was reading a book during the hearings. Is that something that she could be penalized for, as opposed to paying attention to the hearing?
If you believe the admonishments of the sergeant at arms, you could be in prison for such a thing. But look, the rules say you can't have electronic devices. They have to check them in at those cubbies you've all seen. It also says you can't have extraneous materials, reading materials, but all the senators.
Someone I love was caught playing poker on his phone.
Yeah.
One time, my dad did, and it got caught. So it does happen. But
It does happen.
And when they showed that...
And it definitely happened in 1999, too. I remember looking down and seeing people doodling, reading reports,
I loved how Lindsey Graham took off when they put his picture up and showed what a hypocrite he was.
Bathroom breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Convenient bathroom breaks.
Yeah, well, there are urinary tract infections, I guess. Thanks to ABC News Chief White House Correspondent Jonathan Karl. He'll be back here in March to tell us about his upcoming book, Front Row at the Trump Show. Maybe before that, even. We look forward to that.